This is Matches for Pro Boxing Fans. I'd like to be joined for the first time by Dillian Whyte. I didn't see you yesterday. Did you fly in today?
Yeah, I came this morning. I arrived this morning, yeah.
Nice one. I want to speak to you. Like I said, I won't keep you too long. You've had so many interviews I keep on looking over. I've seen you with different people. But the first reaction to the fight when you heard out that Dillian was going to fight Moses?
Yeah, I was a bit surprised. I just felt like Moses was, one of the new guards. And I just felt like, Dillian probably, was best probably not trying to fight him, if you get my drift. Maybe he could have, picked someone else. But sometimes it doesn't really work like that. The opportunity in you getting the fights you want are not always available. So, this was, I guess, the biggest fight, biggest purse. And in terms of risk, probably a fight which is more suitable for Dillian with the conditioning in terms of him being an active fighter. Do you know what I mean? Because Joseph Parker, I think, is an even harder fight than this fight. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. And we've seen Dillian, I saw him snap at Ade, and then we've seen him snap at a few different media outlets. First of all, I'm sure you've seen all the criticism and people writing Dillian off from the start. First of all, we can't write Dillian off. And also, are we seeing the frustrations that Dillian's carried through camp come out now?
Do you know what it is? I think when in boxing or in life, to be honest, it's just in life in general. Sometimes you talk to someone, you see them for many years, you consider them an ally, a friend, and they've normally got your back, and in this instance they're all against you, and you feel like they're belittling you and discrediting you. Then obviously, you'll see stuff like that. So I don't think he's been too bad. I think he's actually been not too bad considering. I think, knowing Dillian as I know Dillian, he could have been a lot worse. I feel like he's handled it pretty well, and it's just one of them. But it can be hurtful. When everyone's against you and you're used to being, the face and stuff. He's getting on, and now obviously this is the guy they're pushing. It's all about Moses, the Moses show. Even just like we spoke about how many people are allowed in the change room. Just now, he's had 15. They're saying Dillian is allowed 6 or 5. So I don't know.
Yeah. From what you've seen, obviously everyone's waiting to see what Dillian looks like. But in terms of shape, he looks really fit. I spoke to Buddy earlier as well. He said probably career fittest maybe. Is this going to be the best Dillian we've seen in years?
Look, he's going to be in the best shape we've seen him in for a very, very long time. In terms of performance, it has to be for him to come out and win. Obviously, when you look at the fights against Tete and Christian Hammy, he hasn't delivered the usual signature performances we're used to seeing, but you could see he was out of shape. So we can give him, a bit of a bly in that aspect. But in this one, he's taken this very, very serious, and he's not messed about. He's not left any stone unturned. So he just needs to stay switched on and, do whatever it takes to get the W Saturday night. It's going to be a hard fight. You've got a young, hungry guy. You've got the guy who's a little bit older, a little bit more wise, a little bit more mature. And they think they're catching Dillian at the right time.
Definitely. I do just want to ask, and I spoke to Mark Tibbs about this, obviously former trainer. Eddie Hearn's come from the AJ fight was there. For you, do you prefer that fight for Dillian, or did he not want to wait any longer?
Yeah, I just don't think Dillian wanted to wait, because I think the AJ fight they were talking about was October, November.
Yeah.
So I don't think Dillian, he said he didn't want to wait hanging around. So I don't know. Look, it is what it is, man. Dillian's been waiting for a little while, to be honest, because his last fight against Tete was when, in the beginning of the year last year, so I can't remember. Yeah, so it's not the best run, but look, he's in great form. I think that might be him coming here, actually. Let me probably try and have a butchers and see what's going on. But look, Saturday night, we're hoping he'll come and do what he needs to do. Is that him over there? Oh, there he is. There. What's he up to? Is that his buddy?
So he's over there.
What's that? Yeah, I'll go on anyway. Was it 2 seconds?
Yeah, of course, mate. Yeah, you're an over.
No. Oh, it's not. Let me go in. Let's continue. Sorry.
Sure. Yeah, it's all right. I'm just going to ask, obviously, I'm sure you've seen, when Moses beat AJ in the amateurs, when Dillian beat AJ in the amateurs, Moses was 4 years old. Like, it's crazy. We never see these kind of matchups, especially I'm sure you've seen the booking odds have Moses as the favourite. You don't see that level of inexperience, and they're the favourite coming into fight usually, do you?
Nah, yeah, it's crazy. The odds are all stacked against him, man. It's crazy. Do you know what I mean? and it's definitely an unusual thing and sight to see. Do you know what I mean? But look, this is boxing. He was in a time. Dillian's been there. He's been he's been the underdog many times, and he's been the top dog many times. So, I think this is probably maybe overwhelming when you look at how it is. But it's the same. It's quite funny. Wrong person. Sorry, Coogan. Sorry, I know they won't be like to get mixed up, but I mean, Coogan referred to as AJ was with Eddie Hearn and being the main guy, and Dillian was the guy just underneath him. So, Dillian kind of has been here. So it's just one of them, I guess. It's an unfortunate, not unfortunate, I guess. It's, what's the word I'm looking for? It's life, evolution. Now there's a new kid on the block. They're getting behind this new kid, and they believe he can do great stuff in the sport of boxing. Dillian needs to go up there and smash the script and destroy the script they have. And that's as simple as it gets.
So like I said to Buddy earlier, like the fact that he has taken this fight, it shows he's obviously inspired and motivated to carry on this division. But from what you know from Dillian, what does he want in his last few years in the sport? Is it a run at the title? Is it the age? What fights does he want?
I don't know. Look, Dillian's still got grand ambitions to perform and deliver. You know what it is? That inactivity, he's missed a lot of his good years. Do you know what I mean? So he feels like he's still got a lot to give. And in how he's gone around, his mentality and how he's his shape is in, we can see he still has the professionalism in him to go and do that. Now Saturday night is where he's got to go now and show that poise in the boxing ring, and show he's got to get that form back of the old with the likes of Rivas, Parker, Lucas Brown, and all those guys, where he was on a great run that time, beating a lot of top guys. You know what I mean? So I think if we're to see it, we need to see him put out his stool and just be defensively sound and just do what he needs to do.
Yeah, following on from that Lucas Brown fight and those years ago, Dave Allen, obviously someone that shared the ring with Dillian, said that we saw the best of Dillian maybe 6-7 years ago. First of all, what are your thoughts on that? And also, how do you bring that best from years ago back?
It's quite weird you said. I don't know. Look, Joseph Parker's managed to have a resurgence under Andy Lee.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Do you know? And he's found that momentum and comeback and been on a great run. So hopefully Dillian has that same resurgence, and it'll be starting from Saturday night, that he can come and push on and do some good stuff. The first most important thing is getting in shape, because if you're not in shape, you're not going to be fit enough to do the rounds, to throw the punch selection. But saying that, Dillian has, because even with Tay, he didn't perform at his best, but he had the most. If you look at the statistics, it was the highest number output for a heavyweight fighter in terms of rounds, punches thrown. Yeah. We might not say it was the greatest performance, but in volume he threw a lot of shots. But look, man, this is boxing, man. Look, he's up against, like I said, a southpaw, big punch in southpaw. Let's see what happens. Oh, there's David. Has he been in there already?
Yeah, now while I have got you, I know you focus on Dillian's fight. I'm just going to quickly ask, obviously there's so much talk about AJ and his future, maybe fighting Jake Paul. I saw Andre Ward, I think, saying he's put his hat in the ring. Yeah. Carl Froch a few weeks ago said that AJ was finished. Do you think he's finished, or what do you think?
Everyone's saying everyone's finished, man. Dillian's finished, AJ's finished. Look, obviously they're at the tail end of their career. They're not going to be as devastating. They're not going to be as composed as they were earlier in their career. They've got a lot of miles on the clock. They just need to be matched correctly and take the right fights so they can continue and get paid, I guess. I mean, AJ, if you look at that Jake Paul fight or whatever it is, it's an easy 100 million plus fight, and he can look emphatic in there, get a great knockout, and he can still go and fight the likes of Tyson Fury down the line. Do you know what I mean? Tyson Fury is retired, as always, smart guy. He's got that business model. For you to get me back in the ring, you're gonna have to pay me to come out of retirement, and so on and so forth. So, I mean, it's the same for Dillian. He just needs that bit between his teeth. In his brain, sometimes, mentally you need to be ready to go to the well. And he's in his eyes, in his body, he looks like he's prepared mentally to go to the well. And that's what he needs to do. Moses has never been there. We've never seen Moses go there. We've never even seen Moses take a punch. It's going to be interesting. What I will say, early in the fight, Moses is going to be, he's going to be fast, he's going to be dangerous, he's going to be, probably electrifying angles and stuff, but it's down to Dillian to show his experience and do what he needs to do to tame the fire, tame the young cub that's coming to take his head off. and try and drown him in there, bring him into later rounds and drown him. I don't know if that's enough of a game plan, but you've got to have some plan. Dillian's got a plan, they've got a plan. So let's see what happens.
Definitely. Last thing before I let you go, obviously we are here for a massive heavyweight clash. The man at the top of the division is Usyk. First of all, would you like to see Dillian in there with Usyk? And also, is there anyone that can bring Usyk down, or is he just too good?
Listen, man, I think Usyk, he's settled into the heavyweight division very, very good. I don't think the only man that I said potentially beating was Tyson Fury in one of those fights. I had him winning. I don't know, man. I don't know. He's a genius, man. He goes in there, and in the second fights, he actually becomes better and better every time against all the people he rematched. Derek gave him the best fight, I think, out of everyone that I've seen. And Tony Bellew was doing really good until he got stopped. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Now, very last one. Let's picture this, we're in round 5. Moses is taking him to deep waters, like you say. Dillian's taking him into them deep waters. Is that where Dillian gets the win? Are they the key rounds for him?
Because what it is the speed is the factor in this fight. Youth and speed. I think once you go past a certain round, that speed, that explosiveness is going to dwindle a bit. So then it becomes levels out the fight. Now it's just a southpaw guy facing who's not as fast at the minute because he's gone, he's not as explosive. The speed element's gone. And I think that just helps Dillian a little bit longer. But look, it's all easy talking about scripts and what this and what that, because it could just ignite from round 1. Yeah. Someone touches someone and it just goes into a shootout. But I'm just looking at what I think would be as a good strategy. Because really with this thing, everyone thinks Dillian's going to get blown out. So I think if, however this goes, the longer it goes, and the level of performance it is always better. You know what I mean? So because it seems all the pundits, all the analysts are, it's a breeze, 1 or 2 or 3. You know what I mean? But look, they think, well, he's got dynamite in both hands. But look, the level of opponents he's done it against. If he can rise Moses and do that to Dillian, then we will be looking at someone because that's never happened. Dillian's only lost to the elite guys. Do you know what I mean? Tyson Fury and Joshua Povetkin. And one of those, he won back. He won the rematch. So that's what it is. Let's see what happens, man. Look, Saturday night, Dillian needs to set out his stall. I'm sure Buddy's got a great game plan, and I'm sure I heard Moses say his team's got a great plan. I think the game plan is for them they're going to probably touch and try and look for this uppercut because they know that's one of Dillian's kryptonites, and that's what they're going to be looking for come Saturday night. Personally, it's not that hard to read this game plan. Do you know what I mean? It's never had too much struggle and problems except that. So yeah.
Yeah, Dean, thank you very much for your time. I'll let you go over to Dillian.
Let me shout out my sponsor, London Delivery Network.com. How did I flop that again? London Delivery Network.com. No parcel too big or small. Globally sending parcels. Check them out. Thanks again.
Brilliant, Dean. Thank you for your time. Thank you, mate. Thank you.
I don't know how I got that wrong again.